Evonna back with another video, and as y'all can see by today's title of the video, I will be doing a faith over feelings video. So let me go ahead and tell y'all what this video is going to consist of. I'm going to give y'all 5 feeling sayings that we say out of our flesh, and then I'll be giving y'all 5 faith sayings that we say out of the spirit, out of faith. And let's go ahead and get straight into the first one that is very common, especially to a lot of believers, is that I feel alone. I feel like God's presence is not there and he has left me all by myself. That is something that we say out of our feelings when we do not feel the Lord. But here's a faith saying to counteract that. The word declares in Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 8 that God will personally go ahead of me. He will not forsake me and he will not abandon me. I am not alone. God is with me. He lives inside of me. So how close can he be? You have to learn how to speak your faith over your feelings, because yes, you may feel alone, but you're not really alone, because God says that he is with you and he will go ahead of you. Okay, another saying, especially me, okay, one thing that I find myself saying a lot is I will never overcome this sin, and I feel like I'm stuck forever, and I feel like there is no way for me to conquer this. A lot of the times when we are in sin cycles, when we continue to sin over and over again, especially when it's the same sin, we can get very discouraged and we can feel like, God, I will never escape this cycle of sin. I will never escape this. I just feel so stuck. I feel like I'm in a constant loop that I can't get out of. But here's how you can counteract that. Declaring by faith, you can say, the word declares in Romans 8:37 that I am more than a conqueror. So even though I feel like I'm never going to get through this, newsflash, I have already overcome it through Jesus Christ. You have to declare those things over yourself. Understand that you are more than a conqueror. If you are more than a conqueror, that means you have already conquered all the things. That means everything that you are going to go through, everything that you're going to struggle with, you have already overcame it because of the power that's inside of you, because of the authority that's inside of you, because of Jesus Christ, who is that power and authority that is inside of you. So when you feel weak, when you feel like, man, I'll never overcome this sin, declare and decree Romans 8:37 over yourself. You're already more than a conqueror, and I have conquered this, so I know that I can conquer that. So best believe that you can do this, and you got this. The third saying, and one thing that we all say, you know, when we have gone through a breakup or when we feel like we had to let somebody go, even when it's not particularly a partner, sometimes, you know, we have to let go of friends and things of that nature. This is something that we always say in our flesh. I miss him or her, and I feel like he or she was the only one that understood me. Even though we are no longer together, I believe that the love that he or she has for me and the love that I have for him or her, I believe that we can reconcile and get back together soon. A lot of us say this, especially when we're fresh out of a breakup. We feel like, God, even though this person, you know, may not be my person right now, this person may be my person later on. And we get trapped in that false hope. We get trapped in that shoulda, coulda been, woulda been, oh, it's gonna be. We get so trapped in that we keep feeding our flesh that, and we keep feeding ourselves false imaginations and false hopes when we really don't know if that's in God's will for us, especially if it continues to fail. A lot of us have, you know, we all have different stories. You know, I see many stories where people, you know, reconcile back to their previous partners, you know, and it's a God thing. But I have also seen when it's not a God thing. When you know that you are believing on false hopes, here's how you can counteract that false hope. You can say, the word declares in John 10:10 that the Lord came to give me life and life more abundantly. I refuse to allow the false imaginations to take me back to old habits and cycles with people who don't truly love me. I will walk in God's best for me. So do not continue to feed yourself those false hopes and those false imaginations, especially if the Lord has not confirmed to you that this is your person. So move on, get free, break through, and understand that your breakthrough is inside of you, and there's nothing that you cannot do with Christ. Number 4, this is something that we all say when we have felt letting down, or we have felt disappointed in someone, or somebody has continuously let us down. I'm tired of being let down, and I am tired of giving my heart to the wrong people. From now on, I'm closing my heart off, and I'm not letting anyone else in. That is something that a lot of us say when we have been disappointed over and over again, and we come to the point where we shut off our heart towards everybody. But that can be a bad thing, because a lot of times God will send our help, but because we didn't heal, because we have so much hate and hurt in our heart, that we will miss our help because we don't want to be let down again. But here is a saying, a faith saying, where you can counteract your feelings and not allow it to get the best of you. Declare over yourself that the word declares in Psalms 147 verse 3 that he heals the brokenhearted and he bandages their wounds. I will not close off my heart, but I will open it up to God and allow him to heal me so that I may grow and use wisdom and allow the right people in. A lot of times all we need to do is say, God, heal me. All all we need to do is allow God in our heart to heal us, and he will heal us, and he will give us eyes of wisdom so that we can allow the right people in our life, so we won't keep going through those cycles of letting the wrong people in. So do not allow that disappointment, that feeling of disappointment, that feeling of, oh, I've been let down so many times, to keep you from the right people. And last but not least, y'all, number 5. This is a great one, especially for everyone that is in Christ Jesus. We all know the persecution and the suffering that we all have to go through, and sometimes it can be very hard for us to push through because we're like, God, like, what's the reason for all this, you know? But here's a saying that we say out of our emotions: my suffering is so pointless, it's going to take me out like all of my other difficult moments. I feel so purposeless, and I feel like I have no place or reason here on this earth. I am tired of suffering and taking all these spiritual attacks. I give up. That is such a real saying that we say out of our emotions. That is something that we just ponder on, and we just like, God, what is the reason for all this suffering? I know that you suffered for me, and I know I have to suffer for you, God. But Father God, it's just starting to feel pointless. It's starting to feel like my life is nothing. And sometimes we can feel that way. Sometimes we can feel like, God, my suffering is in vain. It's not going to glorify you. Am I doing it right? You know, it like, what does it all mean? You know, sometimes we can just get in our emotions and be like, God, like, what does this all mean? Here's the last faith saying that you can declare over yourself when you're feeling hopeless, when you feel like your suffering is pointless, when you feel like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to give up. I just don't want to keep going forward. I know that you went forward for me, but God, I'm man. I fall short, and I just keep feeling like I fail you over and over again. But here is that saying that you can counteract with. The word declares in 1 Peter 3:17 that it is better to suffer for doing what is good than for doing what is evil. I know this pain has purpose, and God will use me through my pain as a testimony to advance his kingdom and to bring many souls to Christ. For I will suffer for Christ, my good thing, because he is worth it. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like, oh my gosh, my suffering is pointless, understand that you were God's prize. Understand that you were Jesus' prize. He died for you because he wanted a relationship with you. He died for you because he wanted to hear from you. He died for you because he loved you so much. You were his reason why. You were his reason to keep on going. And so when you find yourself like, God, all this is pointless, understand, make Jesus your why. I have a video on that, and if you would love to watch it, I'll put it on the screen somewhere and in the description. But make Jesus your why when you don't feel like going on anymore. Make him your why. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope all these 5 sayings, all these 5 feeling sayings, and all these 5 faith sayings, or 5 fleshly sayings, I hope that these all helped you. I hope that it really allowed you to, you know, be honest with yourself, because I wanted to make the flesh sayings relatable to all of us, because a lot of us feel like this. A lot of us, we may not say it, but we feel that way. And so I pray that all the declarations, the decrees, I pray that all the faith sayings, that you would take that in and declare over yourself whenever your feelings get in the way, whenever your flesh gets in the way. Declare faith over yourself. You have to have faith. You have to have it. It don't gotta be big. It can be small as a mustard seed, but you gotta have some type of faith, because what is God going to work with if you do not have any faith? So I pray y'all enjoyed this video. I love y'all. Y'all already know what I'm saying. Love God, love others, and baby, don't forget to love yourself. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all, and y'all have a great day, great morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this video, and I will see y'all in my very next video.